Yes, this is Igor. Give me a quick shout out in the chat if you can hear me. I'm going to share my screen so you should also see some kind of a video frame too. Again, give me a quick shout out in the chat if you can hear me and see me, and give me a yes and give me a hell yeah and a heck yeah. Man, this is a big crowd, probably the biggest crowd we've ever had on a webinar. So I just want to say this is awesome because the bigger that number, the more fired up I am. How did you like the new intro? Just, trying that out. Really love rock music, as you can tell, and really want to make sure you guys are in the mood for what's to come, because what we got going on here today is going to change a lot of lives. Today, I'm going to tell you about a brand new hot opportunity for you to be making upwards of $250,000 a year with no upfront risk or even an email list of your own. In fact, this is very different to everything you've tried before. Nothing like you've ever seen before, okay? Because this is the hottest email opportunity out there right now. And I foresee it to be also the hottest one for the next couple of years at the very least, because you'll be able to make two, four, even $18,000 per month or even more by simply sending an email every single day, okay? Now, this is really, really, really important. Let me just go ahead and check if there are any challenges or issues. No challenges, no issues. Awesome. So this is an incredibly, incredibly powerful opportunity where you can work from home or from the beach for just a few hours a week. I mean, who would love to work from the beach or from home, send an email a day, and make $18,000 a month? If you're not raging yes in the chat right now, I'm not sure what to tell you. Okay, this webinar might not be for you. Who here would like to enjoy more freedom and work from anywhere they want, whenever they want? Who here would like to have sky-high income potential with no upfront risks and without sacrificing years of your life to college or climbing the corporate ladder? Who here would love to fire their boss and never have to beg for a raise or a day off ever again? Who here would love to make money even when they're on vacation in a different country or chilling with friends and family? Yes, yes, this is what this is all about. This hottest money making opportunity, and it's no one's talking about this. None of the gurus are talking about this right now, because this cuts through the massive online business learning curve. The opportunity actually breaks all conventional wisdom that you know about making money online, and you don't need years of struggle to get results with this. In fact, the results from this come much, much, much faster because of the unnecessary, because we don't need the learning curve. Basically, the learning curve on this one is very short, therefore your results come very, very fast. Now, tell me in the chat if you were told that you have to do any of the following things to make money. From creating courses, perhaps you've been told, who've been told that they need to create courses to make money, who've been told they got to sell physical products to make money, who've been told that they need to build websites to make money, create content to make money, filming videos, writing articles, becoming a social media influencer, running webinars, speaking on stage, walking into a brick and mortar business and pitching some service, building funnels, buying ads, promoting affiliate offers, or building your own email list. Well, I'm here to tell you that none of this is required with this opportunity. Again, my fingers are a bit jumpy. So none of these things are necessary for you to make money with this brand new hot email opportunity. And I'm super pumped about this. In fact, there are two reasons why I'm confident as a peacock in a beauty pageant that this is a game changer for a ton of people. First, a confession. I'm an 8-figure earner, in case you didn't know, and I have to go through this in case you don't know who I am and you somehow ended up on this webinar. I'm a leading expert in email marketing. For years, I've been teaching people how to make money by building large, profitable email lists, and I make 7 figures a year with affiliate marketing, promoting other people's products for a commission. I also got my own coaching programs. I mean, I do well online. There's a few income screenshots there on screen. They're not a guarantee, of course, just my results, and also some images of my lifestyle. So you can see that I not only make a lot of money, but I also get to enjoy that money and the freedom that comes with it. So this is important for you to know, because the reason number one is I know making money with email. I know it like a teenager knows TikTok dances, okay? I know it like Vladimir Putin knows Ukraine right now. I know it for sure. I know exactly how it works. And I also talk to the gurus, so to speak, the quote unquote gurus, and I can tell you that they are concerned, because nobody will buy their overcomplicated, overpriced, overhyped courses if they knew of this amazing new opportunity. So there's two reasons why I'm super confident that this is going to be a game changer. Okay, this works without you having to build landing pages, without you having to create lead magnets, without you having to set up opt-in forms, without buying Google ads, without you having to run Facebook ads, without uploading videos on TikTok, without snapping on Instagram and facing on Snapbook, without ClickBank, without CPA marketing, without Amazon, without Shopify, without dropshipping crap from China, and without all the nonsense you've been told you have to do to make money online. Okay, I'm going to explain to you my 3-step system to making 6 figures a year online like clockwork from anywhere in the world. Okay, are you excited to know about this system? Give me a quick yes in the chat. Okay, let's see the chat. Awesome. All right. So now I want to share with you, before I share with you the system, I want to share with you a story of someone who crushed it with the system and used it to rise from the ashes like a phoenix and completely reinvent their life. It's really important for me that you know this, because it's really hard to put in words just how powerful this is and what transformation you can experience when you go through it yourself. Now, this is Greg. Greg was born in Argentina, but soon his family moved to Canada, and then from there they moved to California. So he grew up in California, and for 20 years he's been living on his parents' work visa. For 20 years he lived in California, and he actually always was a visa dependent. First as a child on his parents' work visa, then he grew up. He had to go to college, so he got a student visa, and then he had to get work visa. But he lived in California for the longest time. Now, he always had the entrepreneurial spirit, because even as a kid, he would organize these bike races and take a cut from the pool as a bookie, while all the other kids competed in the race. And he always wanted to make money. He always had a passion for it. And around the age of 15, he actually went on to get his first job in a coffee shop, and he was told he can't work because as a dependent on a visa, he wasn't allowed. Now, when he went to college, he went to Pepperdine University in Malibu. Once he got out, he got a job in a car dealership. And of course, stepping out of the university, he stepped out with a big, shiny $60,000 credit card debt, or not credit card debt, but student loan debt. And that was the beginning of his quote unquote American dream. And so now he needs to get a job to keep his work visa. And so he finds a job in a company called Edmunds.com, which is basically it's a website where you go to buy and appraise cars. Okay, and in that job he had this boss. His name was Mr. King, and Greg basically worked there for about 5 years, and he learned to hear this one word quite often. What do you think this word is? Type in the chat. So Greg learned to hear this one word all the time, and the word was no. So, Mr. King, can I go on vacation, Mr. King? No. Mr. King, can I work remotely, Mr. King? No. Mr. King, can I have a few days to catch up on personal stuff, Mr. King? No. Mr. King, can I go on a 2-day trip with my girlfriend? No. He just kept hearing no. And one day, Greg received an invitation from his cousins to go on an epic trip to Southeast Asia. This was to be a life-changing trip that would change him forever if Mr. King would actually let him go. What do you think Mr. King said? No, another no. He said, no, you can't go. You have to come to the office. You have to work. And, Greg said, I can't take it anymore. He did not go on the trip. He felt like he missed out on this big life experience. And what he did was he started planning to resign. However, he didn't need to plan for too long because the pandemic hit. And as a result of the pandemic hitting, he got laid off from the job, which was very ironic. And for the next about year and a half or so, he couldn't find a job. So he eventually had to go back to Canada because he's a Canadian citizen, and he had to go back to Canada and look for a job in Canada because he couldn't find an employer in the US to sponsor his work visa. So he sat down, he put together an embellished resume, like all resumes are, and he was able to land the job in Vancouver's second largest Lexus dealership called Open Road Richmond. Now, in that job, he thought things are going to be different because he actually reviewed everything about that job, and he learned that they have a flexible remote work policy. So while he started out working in the office in Vancouver, he thought that he's going to be able to eventually switch to remote work and maybe travel the world, or not have to come to the office every day. And his job there, again, he thought it's going to be different. And if you ever heard this quote by Einstein, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different result. That's exactly what happened there. The job at Lexus turned out to be even worse than the one before. Canadian customers, I don't know if you guys ever been in Canada. I live in Canada. Canadian customers tend to be very budget conscious. So a lot of people would come in, they would penny pinch him, then would take his best offer and walk across the street to a competing dealership. And Greg, being a white male, even couldn't enjoy some good old-fashioned white male privilege, because, and he did consider that before moving to Vancouver. Actually, Vancouver, I don't know if you know this, but it's like the second or third largest Asian hub in North America, which means most of his customers were Chinese, and they would not buy from a gringo. They would actually go and buy from other Chinese salespeople. And so Greg was really, really struggling to make any sales. And by the time he actually made a few sales, there was this one lady. I don't know if any of you know what a Karen is, but one time he sold a car to a Karen. If you don't know what a Karen is, it's basically somebody who complains a lot and changes their mind a lot. And basically, you can probably find a bunch of memes online about what a Karen is. And a Karen came in, bought a car, and then the next day she came back and she said she doesn't want the car anymore. She changed her mind, and that Greg talked her into it and started pointing fingers and blaming. But Greg basically said, look, I don't want to deal with this. He went to his new boss, Mr. Lau, and told Mr. Lau, say, Mr. Lau, can we just refund this woman? Can we just cancel the deal? And Mr. Lau said, being a good, trustworthy, stand-up guy who owns a car dealership, like every car salesperson in the world, he said, no, a deal is a deal. She signed the paperwork. She's not backing out of the deal. So basically, Greg had to go back to that lady, and he had to stack a bunch of freebies into the deal just to get her to not change her mind. And he was able to successfully get that deal closed, but he had to give up his entire commission because all the freebies came out of his commission. And that was very unfortunate. It was very frustrating for Greg. And at that point, he was like, look, if the job's so frustrating anyway, I might as well work remote. I don't have to come to the office. The company has a remote work policy. So he goes to Mr. Lau and says, hey, Mr. Lau, can I work remote? And right around that time, his mom's 60th birthday is coming up. So he's like, can I go work remote for a week? Not even, for a whole thing, like just for a week, so I can go visit my mom in LA and for her 60th birthday. To which Mr. Lau said, what? I can't hear you. He said, no. He said, no, you can't. You have to come to the office. You have to work in the office. You have to be here. Now, obviously, he's now reliving the same damn thing that he lived through with Mr. Kang. So he basically hands in the company car keys and he quits. By the way, Greg assured me that this is an authentic image of Mr. Lau. I'm pretty sure I didn't question that. But basically, that's how I would imagine Mr. Lau to be, just like most bosses out there. So he said, look, I'm done with this. I quit. And he never wanted to work a job again. And then he went back to his home in Canada. And right around that time, Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, that somehow, I'm not even sure how he's, got elected, because anyone I talk to in Canada doesn't like him, including me. But Justin Trudeau actually goes on to start freezing people's bank accounts and going Stalin on people. And so Greg kind of smells the smoke, and he says, look, I need to get out. And he gets out and he moves to Mexico. So he takes his savings and moves to Mexico, where he starts this brand new life where, of course, he's living off of his savings. And very quickly, even though Mexico is a pretty cheap place to live, he starts noticing that his savings are dwindling. And so that's when he meets me. And what I do is I teach him how to write emails. And I do it by giving him access to my email marketing seminar tapes. Basically, it's a seminar I hosted where I taught exactly how to write emails for the purposes of marketing products and services. And, you know, it was probably the most thorough, the most detailed, the most comprehensive education anyone can get on writing simple yet very effective emails for the purposes of promoting products and services. So once he went through that, you know, he was very diligent. He reached out back to me and he said, Igor, I want to be your email profit partner. I said, Greg, the hell are you talking about? What's an email profit partner? And Greg basically explained. So email profit partner is responsible for sending emails to an email list of subscribers owned by a business or an individual, which means email profit partner does not send emails to their own email list, but they send the email to other people's lists, right? That's their job. So here's what happens next. I own an email list, a large email list of subscribers who follow me, who buy from me, right? I also have a lot going on. And I struggle sometimes to stay on top of things and to, you know, get my emails out. Although I try to do my best, but, you know, things happen. And so basically, I realize that I need some help and I need someone to take over the sending of my emails to my subscribers under my guidance, of course, but they take over the whole process. But I don't know where to look for someone like that. So Greg shows up on my doorstep like a shining armor prince that he is and offers to become my email profit list partner for a fair monthly retainer, a very small retainer actually, I thought, and a percentage of sales, which is where, you know, he was smart to do, because I'll tell you in a minute why. So a percentage of sales generated from the emails. Sounds straightforward enough. Basically, his job would be to write and send emails to my email list. Okay, again, takes literally a few hours a week to do, but guess what? It can pay big, because here are just some of the payments that I've been sending Greg recently. $8.4 thousand for a month worth of work where he was working several hours a week. $14.8 thousand, $12.2 thousand. Greg's been basically getting high four-figure and low five-figure checks from me or wires from me every single month like clockwork for writing some emails, loading them in, and going out there, you know, traveling throughout South America with his wife. Basically, the guy is raking in multiple six figures a year, having the time of his life, traveling, living it up, and making money, and making an impact on my business, and getting paid tremendously to do so. In fact, he's getting paid more than the corporate CEO for doing just a couple of hours a week worth of work without any risk. He didn't have to buy equipment. He didn't have to go and buy advertising. He didn't have to go build anything. He literally just shows up and gets paid. How incredible is that? How many of you would love to be a profit partner? Now, this is where it gets really good, because no one said you can only have one. No one said you're limited to one profit partner, because Greg has other people paying him too. Because it doesn't take a lot of effort or time to basically be an email profit partner. He's got another client who's paying him $2,000. He's got another email profit partner who's paying him $4,000 a week. This is crazy, right? This is absolutely nuts. He's raking it in. This man is making over $250,000 a year sending out emails from like a boat or a plane or a hotel room or an Airbnb, traveling, etc. How incredible is that? Now, I want to take you on a little trivia break. So, does anyone here like trivia? Give me a yes in the chat. Okay. So, if Mexico's average monthly income is $820 a month, how many tacos can Greg buy for $250,000 a year? I'll let you calculate that I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the thousands. Now, who here would have liked to have received $8,000 to $14,000 payments from me every month for sending emails to my list? Who here would have liked to be someone else's Greg and receive similar payments for sending out emails to some other person or business's email list? Who would here would like to skip all the complicated, confusing, and overwhelming steps in trying to make money online using the traditional methods and get paid working just a few hours a week with this brand new opportunity? Who would have liked to make every greedy corporate CEO jealous by making similar income to what they're making without slaving away for decades, without selling your soul to the devil, and without commuting to an office or dealing with office politics? Who would have liked to be their own boss, have more freedom, and call the shots in their life? Who would like to know how the 1 email a day business works? Give me a yes in the chat. Oh, I see those yeses flooding in. This is very nice. Yes, so you guys are paying attention. Awesome. Look, are you ready to discover my 3-step system? You really gotta wanna see it because it's quite incredible. It's very simple, but it's super effective. Are you ready? Give me a ready in the chat if you're ready. Awesome. So 3-step system, step 1, we need to get an email profit partner. Yes? So because the email profit partner is how we get paid. So in step 1, what we do is we will make a list of 10 to 15 potential email profit partners according to a very specific criteria, which if we do have the time, I will touch on later. Now, in addition, we will send them a magic goodwill email, which I will get to in a minute. But this is one of the keys to getting the email profit partner. Okay, the magic goodwill email is very important, and then we get hired. Now, what is a magic goodwill email? And by the way, when I was putting this image into my slide, I was really crossing my fingers for Disney not to sue me because they've been known to sue for less. So so what's common? Tell me, what's common between ice cream parlors and drug dealers? Give me an answer in the chat. I assure you, it's not syringes, it's not standing on the corner, it's not being chased by the cops. What's common between ice cream parlors and drug dealers is they both get customers by offering them a free taste of their product to hook people in. Right? So remember the last time you went to get ice cream, you stood in front of a bunch of ice cream flavors, and what did you do? You pointed a finger and you said, can I try the chocolate one? Can I try the chocolate mint? Can I try the hazelnut? Can I try the Ferrero Rocher? Yes, you tried it, you liked it, and you got it. Now, same thing with the drugs, only the effect is like 1,000 times more impactful, and it ruins lives. But the point being is that it's a very effective strategy if you've got a good product. Now, for that reason, what we're going to do, we're going to start a relationship with a potential email profit partner by giving them a taste of 3 free emails that your potential email profit partner can use right away in their business with their email marketing. Now, this is a very effective strategy for a couple of reasons. Okay, there's actually 3 specific reasons why this works. And feel free to try to guess what they are by putting your guesses in the chat as I go through these. So the first reason is what I call the milk and cookies reason, or you know this by the word reciprocity. You see, if you come to my place and you knock on my door and I open the door and I say, hey, welcome, come on in. I walk you into my living room. I sit you down on the couch. I turn on Netflix for you on your favorite show, and I give you milk and cookies, and I tell you that I've just spent the last 30 minutes or 60 minutes baking these cookies, and I also got a cow in the back which I've milked for you this morning because I knew you were coming. And then I leave you in the room for 10 minutes while I go get ready. Now tell me, how big of an asshole does a person need to be to at least try the cookies, to not at least try the milk, and not to feel like I've just done something incredible for you and therefore feel reciprocity towards me? You have to be, this is like common sense, right? If somebody does nice things to you you feel reciprocity. So we start off the relationship by doing something nice. And that goes a long way. Now, there's a second reason. Excuse me. There's a second reason why this is very effective. And I call it value demonstration. You see, several weeks ago, I was minding my own business and I was going home. I was driving my Porsche Panamera GTS. Um, and, you know, in Canada, there's only 3 seasons. There's snow, rain, and construction. And just so it happens that next to my house, just, you know, maybe a mile away from my house, on the way to my house, there's a bunch of construction going on right now. They're either expanding or shrinking the road or something. There's lots of bulldozers there, you know, excavators and everything else. And so while driving next to the construction site, I must have driven over a nail. And so all of a sudden my dashboard goes crazy. It starts, you know, lights up like a Christmas tree, and it tells me that there's something wrong with my front right tire. The pressure is off. I look at it and it's literally sitting on the ground. So what I do is I drive up to my mechanic. His name is Nikolai, or I call him Nico. And I say, hey, can you fix it? He said, sure. And then he opens up my trunk. He lifts the lid from the trunk and he says, he does this. He does this sound, right, that I really, really hate. It's like, you know, when somebody does, there's trouble. So basically, he looks at it and says, hey, we got a problem. You don't have your wheel lock. I said, what the hell is a wheel lock? He said, it's the thing that we put on a screw on the tire in order to take the tire off the car. I said, okay, well, don't you have a universal one? He said, no, you've got a Porsche Panamera GTS because you're an obnoxious, a-hole. You had to get a Porsche Panamera GTS. So now you pay for it by having custom wheel locks that you can only get from the dealer by ordering it and have to wait for 3 weeks and pay, $150. And I was like, oh my God, there's no way that I can go and get one right now. So I'm basically very angry. I pick up the phone, start calling the dealership in hopes they got a universal wheel lock I can go and pick up, by Ubering there and back. And then Nico says, hey, I have an idea. He basically takes this thing that you use to raise the car, raises the car just a bit, and then starts spinning the wheel, finds the nail, takes out the nail, puts in some glue on the tire, fixes the hole, okay, and pumps the tire and says, okay, you're good to go. So he basically fixes the tire without taking the tire off. Now I'm seeing all this, right? It happens in 10 minutes. I'm seeing all this. I'm like, wow, you're a magician. Now, what just happened there? Did I not know that he's a good mechanic? I knew he was a good mechanic, but seeing this, I really thought of him as now almost like a head and shoulders above all the other mechanics, because I've seen in real time the demonstration of his value and skill set. So by offering free emails to the potential email list partner, they also get to witness your expertise as a value demonstration. This is very, very important. Okay. Now, the third reason is you get positioning, strategic positioning. Now, what I mean is this. Raise your hand, or I mean, it's in the webinar environment. So type in yes in the chat if you enjoy being rejected. Type yes in the chat if you absolutely adore asking somebody for something and them telling you no. Type yes in the chat if there's nothing more than you want in this world, in this universe, than to be rejected by other people. Obviously, no one likes to be rejected. Now, I myself, I started in network marketing, so I know firsthand what a beating that is to go pitching people for stuff. Okay, I don't wish it on anyone. In fact, there's this old joke of two boxers going at it, and there's this fight, and it's in the 15th round, and one boxer is clearly winning, and so the other guy, his face looks like a steak at this point. You can't tell where the eyes are, you can't tell where the nose is and where the mouth is. So the fight's over. He doesn't go down, and he obviously loses the match by points. But then the announcer, walks up to him with a microphone and says, "Hey, it's been tremendous. you got so many hits, like you got hit in the face so many times, hundreds and hundreds of times, but you never went down. You took a real beating, but you never went down. It's like, what is your secret? You said, yeah, don't worry about it. I spent 10 years promoting network marketing opportunities. I know how to take a beating. So like I hate being rejected. I don't know about you, but I absolutely hate pitching and being rejected. And so what this does for us, offering 3 free emails to the potential list partners, actually sets the stage for a very convenient and easygoing conversation where they can ask you to become an email profit list partner without you having to push for it or pitch for it. Therefore, you can avoid all this unnecessary rejection and uncomfortable feelings, unlike if you were to literally walk into someone's brick and mortar business and try to pitch them on some, PPC services. You literally have to interrupt them in the middle of the day and go pitching them without doing any of these 3 strategic things. Does that make sense to you? Type in 3 in the chat if this makes sense to you, because it's very, very important. Now, the next step would be to rinse and repeat to get more email profit partners, because remember, you don't have to limit yourself to just one. As far as I'm concerned, the perfect number is between 2 and 4, because then you're making a lot of money and you still get to maintain your freedom, because you're not obligated to sit there for 80 hours a week writing and loading emails. So step 2 of my system is to use my shortcut to write highly converting emails in a few minutes. It's something that Greg uses all the time. Okay, now remember going to school when you were a kid? Remember those English lessons where you had to write essays and talk about novels and characters, and I mean all this whole writing thing that you probably flunked. Do you remember that? I remember that, and that's why writing emails the way I write them has nothing to do with that. It is the complete opposite of the creative writing that you have to do in school or in college. Okay, in fact, it's much, much, much easier than that. Now, to explain to you exactly how this works, let me tell you a story about how my wife wanted to get the kitchen renovated. So we moved into this house a couple of years back, and it's a nice house. It was, I mean, it's a nice neighborhood, everything's nice. But as you know, you walk into a house, you want to start changing things. So my wife basically starts telling me about how she wants to replace the appliances and maybe renovate the kitchen. I said, look, just tell me what the bill is, what the damage is. I'll make sure that we have the money and you just handle the whole thing. Is that okay? She said, yeah, perfect. So I'm not getting in her way. She said the budget's going to be 50 grand, and I'm kind of minding my own business. Now, a couple of months later, obviously there's like architects coming in and out, all kinds of builders coming in to give us a quote, all sorts of interior design people, get involved. So before I know it, a couple months down the road, my wife sits me down and hands me over a bill, essentially what is a bill, but some blueprints and some plans. And so turns out that she went over budget by about $100,000. So now the budget is 150,000. And we're not only renovating the kitchen and we're taking down all the cupboards and we're replacing all the appliances, but we're also ripping off the floor. We're taking down a wall. We're also moving a window to a different room, and we're changing doors. So before I know it, she wants to demolish the whole first floor and go build it from scratch. I'm looking at this and I'm like, unacceptable, Anastasia. This is beyond outrageous. She said, well, if you think this is easy, you do it. So what do you think a rational male with no patience for shenanigans, with a budget of $50,000, and with the very, very vivid desire for speed and efficiency did? I went to IKEA, because IKEA already has all the kitchens, all the furniture and everything. They got the measurements. You basically come in, you say, I want this one, walk away, they deliver and install, done. I don't have to play architect. I don't need extra interior designers. I don't need to demolish my home. I don't need to do any of that crap. And I'm under budget, and I did it in like 1/4 of the time, if not faster than that. So I get the benefit of speed, I get the benefit of cost reduced, And of course, I get the peace of mind. Now, this is a strategy I've been following for years in everything that requires creativity. I never start from scratch, and I never rely on my creativity to get anything done. And the reason I don't rely on my creativity is because I am not very creative. If you don't know my story, I've actually graduated a military academy in Israel, and then I was in the military. So you are not asked to be creative in the military. In the military, you're asked to execute orders. In fact, if you open your mouth and try to tell your superior he's an idiot, which most of the time my superiors were complete tools, you get punished for it. So you learn to keep your mouth shut and execute. So I've never got to develop a lot of creativity. So instead, I learned to paint by numbers. All I need to do is to make sure is I have templates. Now, this is exactly what I do with my email marketing. And it's exactly what I taught Greg to do as well. We use templates. We never start from scratch. Okay. Now, what this means, very simple, is that I can go into any industry and you can go into any industry, anything at all. Doesn't matter if you've never done anything in that niche market before, and you can literally write amazing emails right away without any issue whatsoever. Okay. Now, to test this and to see how easy this is, why don't you tell me, just start shouting out into the chat, start shouting out industries or niche markets, or maybe a product that you think that you can't write an email for. And I will prove to you right now live that we will write this email together in literally 2 minutes tops, probably faster than that. Just start putting in the chat suggestions for different markets, niches, products, and I'll just sip on some water because my throat is really dry. Come on, put me on the spot. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here and what sort of industries, what sort of niche markets are we seeing. Okay, so I see weight loss, losing weight. I see mattress. Okay, mattress. I like that. So let's do mattress. So now our market is, or our product is, a mattress. It could be, let's assume it's like a really sturdy one that allows you to sleep well at night and your back doesn't hurt in the morning. Okay. Obviously, we've probably all had the experience of having to, sleep on a bad mattress and then wake up with back pain, right? So this is exactly what we're going to do now. So the email subject line is hate this, and the subject line option number 2 is can you relate? Question mark. You don't even need to touch the subject line. The subject line remains exactly the same regardless of the product we're promoting. Now, let's go line by line and I'll prove to you how easy this is. So the first line reads, you know what I used to hate most about? And then you see these little thingies? It says dealing with problem they're experiencing right now. So what is the problem that somebody with a bad mattress is experiencing right now? Let's assume it's going to be not being able to get decent sleep, okay? So how about, you know what I used to hate most about sleeping on a bad mattress? Or do you know what I used to hate most about having a soft mattress? Question mark. The second line reads, it's, and then we have to fill in the blanks. We have to say, describe unpleasant experience that may be going through right now. So how about it's going to be something like, it's waking up in the morning with a back pain. Okay, so it's going to be, you know what I used to hate most about sleeping on a soft mattress? Question mark. It's waking up in the morning with a bad back pain. Then the next line reads, I detested when, and then we can describe another bad experience. So I detested when I couldn't get off the bed without screaming in pain. The next line reads, I found it annoying when, another bad experience. So I found it annoying when I went to work that day and I worked in construction and I couldn't lift anything. And so my boss sent me home. And then the third line is, I couldn't stand it when, and another bad experience. Okay. So I couldn't stand it when it was difficult for me to bend over to even tie my shoes. Now, then it reads, since discovering, okay, we're getting some feedback in the chat that somebody says that they can't see anything. So can you give me a quick yes in the chat if you can see it? Like if you're seeing my email template on the screen right now, can you see it? Type see it in the chat if you can. I just want to make sure because you never know with these webinar things. According to my setup here, everyone seems to be seeing everything, but I want to make sure. Okay, looks like it's working. So back to it. So then the next line reads, since discovering your program, whatever the program is, so in this case, the program is the product, which is the mattress. Let's call it Mattress ABC. So since discovering Mattress ABC, I thank God every day I no longer have to deal with and then the same bad experience anymore. So since discovering Mattress ABC, I thank God every day I no longer have to deal with bad back pain in the mornings anymore. And you don't have to either. Get more details here, and then you link to the mattress. Now, on a scale of kindergarten to rocket science, how difficult was this? Just be honest with me, because to me, it doesn't seem very difficult, but maybe, I mean, some people say, oh, Igor, you're very experienced in email marketing, you know, you're different. You can do stuff like that. I can't. So to you, if you've never done anything to do with emails, how difficult is this on a scale of painting with crayons on your driveway to elementary school? Seriously. Difficult, not difficult? Give me some feedback in the chat. Yep, looks like for most of you, it's not very difficult. And you can see that even stopping and explaining myself as I do this, it still didn't take us more than 10 minutes to do. Now imagine how many emails you can write in an hour if you just sat down and did this for any product or service. You can be an email writing machine having zero experience or understanding of marketing psychology. All you have to do is just be able to relate to what people are going through in life and to use Google every now and again. Now, step 3 of my system is copy pasting that email we wrote into an email CRM. Now, CRM is basically an email management software. And I know it sounds kind of scary, but it's actually very easy. We will log into the software. We will click on a button that allows us to load the email. So for example, this software I use. So we're going to click on this broadcast button, which means we're going to send out an email to everybody. And we're going to put in the subject line we wrote over here. We're going to put the text we wrote over here, literally copy and paste. How many of you cannot copy and paste? Give me a 0 in the chat if you cannot copy and paste. If you cannot copy and paste, you should not be trying to make money online. If you can send an email and you can copy and paste, you can make money with this thing. Okay, I'm giving you a $250,000 a year opportunity here if you can only send emails and copy and paste, okay? Then you load the email, you hit next, you select who will get the email, either everyone on your list or some people on your list, and then you simply select a date and click continue and the time, right? So you want to say, okay, send it on August 21st at 7 a.m. Hit continue and you are done. This literally takes another 3 minutes to do. Now, advanced tip is this. You can outsource both the writing of the emails and the loading of the emails to an assistant for $5 an hour to free up your time. You can outsource all of it to people who don't even speak English as a native language. As long as they know how to read and write and follow your system, they can do this for you. And you can be outsourcing that for $5 an hour. So if you're getting paid 20 grand a month for writing and loading emails, you can actually offload most of that to an assistant, just a trained assistant that will do the work for you while you get paid. In fact, the biggest downside of all this is for you to experience guilt over getting paid too easily. Does that make sense to you? Give me a yes in the chat if this makes sense to you. I really want to see if that makes any sense to you at all, because this might even seem too good to be true to you. Be like, there's no way this is this easy. I'm telling you, There is a way, and this is this easy. This is crazy easy, which is why it's stirring and shaking the industry right now, which is why there's going to be a lot of people who hate me for actually revealing this to you, because it does not require any funnels, advertising, building website, and all that mumbo jumbo. You can literally be a nobody who never done anything online before, literally making a lot of money. Now, how big is this opportunity? Pretty big. In the words of Donald Trump, it's huge. It's really, really big. In fact, you can be making a corporate CEO's income, okay, doing this stuff just for a few hours a week. So let's talk numbers. A lot of people don't understand this because they never look into this. But if you start researching truly how email is in the fiber of online commerce, you will see that email is in everything. This opportunity is so crazy big that even if every single one of you on this webinar will go and start doing this right now, today, you will never be able to get all the money out of this opportunity ever. I don't care if 500 people jump off this call right now and go do this, you can't milk it. You can't milk out the opportunity. There's going to be billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars left, okay? Billions of them. Email marketing is absolutely in everything. It is the primary channel for 89% of online businesses. Now, this is across all the different industries and niches. 77% of B2B marketers or B2B buyers prefer to be contacted over email, which means people actually buy over email. 87% of B2B marketers use email as the content distribution channel, as the primary channel, and 31% of marketers use email newsletters as a top channel to nurture the leads, which means 1 out of every 3 online businesses relies heavily on email to make things tick. For more than 50%, almost 60% of people in the world today, the first check of the day is email, meaning that when they wake up in the morning and they grab their phone off the desk, they check their email. Email produces, according to recent studies, although I've seen numbers greater than this is actually a downplayed number, it produces $36 ROI on every $1 spent. And 20% of companies worldwide actually achieve ROI greater than $70 per $1 invested. Email takes the cake when it comes to being a marketing channel. And those who can do email even somewhat effectively will always make money. So if you're stepping into someone else's business with an email list, dude, you will make instant impact even if you suck as an email marketer. And that's true for every niche, every market, and every category. We're talking thousands, tens of thousands niches, market categories, subcategories, sub niches, micro niches, macro niches in the world, and more niches get created every single day. There's an incredible abundance of opportunity for this. Email is like the blood that's pumping through the veins of a human being. If a human being represents the whole digital commerce, email is the blood running through the vessels. It's everywhere. It's the highway network for internet commerce. What a highway network to America is what email is to digital marketing. Do you understand that? Do you understand how important this is? Do you understand that email is weaved into the fabric, to the very fabric of marketing today, which means the opportunity for those who understand email marketing, even somewhat half understand it, the opportunity is ample and available to you right now. And there's no barrier to entry. There's no bureaucracy. You don't need permits. You don't need to go to college for this. You don't need to be anything special. You can be just like me, just like Greg, just like our other students who are self-taught, self-made, diligent, hardworking, honest people. And you can get paid a lot of money for doing this thing. Now, look, we've covered a lot of ground so far. I hope you can appreciate the image. We've covered the hot new online income opportunity that pays upwards of $250,000 a year for sending emails, literally for sending emails. We've covered how you don't need to build an email list, build sales funnels, build social media following, or do anything else that the gurus are saying you should do to make money online. We've covered how you can make a CEO's income working just a few hours a week remotely from anywhere in the world. We've covered my 3-step system to starting an email a day online business, and we've covered why you don't need to take any risks or wait for years like you would with other strategies that require you to invest upfront, borrow money, buy advertising, take risks, buy inventory, go to China and negotiate with suppliers. You don't need to do any of that to start making money with this hot new opportunity. We've discussed an ethical and effective way to get email profit partners that you can work with, and how Greg built a multi-6-figure income using this hot new business model while living and traveling throughout South and Central America and more in less than a year. Show me how many opportunities can build you a multiple 6-figure income in less than a year if you're just willing to roll up your sleeves and do the work. Not many opportunities, and even fewer opportunities that can help you do that without investing a ton of money and time up front. Now, due to time constraints, however, okay, we did not cover some of the important stuff as well, okay, because we spent some time together today, but we can be sitting here for the next 10 hours for me to break everything down for you. So we didn't cover where to find the perfect profit partners. We didn't cover how to get their best contact details, how to follow up when they don't respond to your first email and exactly what to say, literally copy and paste exactly what to say. The top email platforms that you need to know how to work with in order to be a legitimate email profit partner, the software tools that you need to manage your 1 email a day business effectively, what to say to move the profit partners from interest to commitment, how much to charge the email profit partners at first and then later, when to charge the profit partners before or after the delivery of your emails, the legal agreement you want in place to protect yourself against bad partners, how to collect payments from them, the email automations you can set up, how to ask and get referrals from existing profit partners to get new profit partners, the email inboxing secrets, and should you offer any performance guarantees? If so, how would you go about doing that? In email sequences and more. There's quite a few things. Okay, now when I was planning this training for you, I really had 2 choices. And the biggest flaw with online trainings is the biggest problem is they give you information, they get you excited, but then there's so much left out that you simply can't go with your overwhelmed mind and on your own execute and get the results. That's the biggest flaw in my opinion. Now, for that reason, I had to make a choice. Do I give you all this information, just leave you excited and say, go do it on your own and go figure out all the missing pieces? Or do I take a bigger part in your success and do something special that I believe will propel you to success much faster and much easier than anything that you would be able to do on your own? And I decided to go out there and look for someone who's just like the best at this, right? Somebody who really rocked this opportunity, who rocks it every day, somebody who crushes it with this opportunity. And I mean, no one really comes to mind better than Greg. He's literally the epitome, the idol, the poster child as to what this can do for anyone. Because just like a year ago, he was still struggling to pay his bills, trying to collect, find pesos between the couch cushions to pay his rent. And now look at him, the lifestyle that he's able to afford, the income he's making, the freedom he's got, like it's perfect. There's no one more perfect than him to help people get involved with this. So I decided to approach him and I said, Greg, let's tag team. Let's partner up. Let's go and do something really, really special. Let's go help people get involved in this opportunity and let's go and change some lives. And he agreed. He said yes. And I'm very excited about this. So I would like to ask your permission and ask you if it would be okay if I spend the next few minutes talking about a brand new live mentoring program where Greg and myself are going to be getting people into this business, helping them get their first client, helping them master this business and become proficient and efficient and make money with this business that we're doing in September. In fact, it's starting on September 4th. It's starting literally on Monday, this program. Would you be okay if I spend a few minutes talking about exactly what it is, how it works, what it costs, what we guarantee to do for you, and how we're planning to do it? Yes, no, just be honest with me, put in the chat. Okay, I see it's mostly yeses. I see a couple of no's. If it's a no for you, then you will probably not get much value from this point forward from this webinar. But if it's a yes for you, you're going to be really excited, because I would like to invite you into what we call the One Email a Day Business Mentoring Program. And the first thing we teach you and show you and help you get in the mentoring program is clients, what I call clients on command. Now, what this means is that we're going to help you get your first email profit partner. We're going to help you pick the right niche. We're going to show you where to fish for email profit partners. We're going to give you the outreach templates, the escalation templates, the legal templates you want to have in place as well to protect yourself, how to collect payments, how to onboard a client, and the business management tech stack that you want to have in place in order to manage your business effectively, so it doesn't become a chore, but so it actually is managed efficiently, effectively, doesn't take too much of your time. Okay, that's the first component. It's $5,000 value. Now, the second component of this mentoring program is what I call email excellence. I will show you, Greg and me will teach you how to write 5th grade level money-making emails that will piss off your English teacher from now and until Sunday night. We will break every rule. We will write emails that are embarrassing. No one will put these emails on a wall anywhere, but they will make money for your clients. I'm going to show you the top 10 proven email formats that you can use, the 7-point checklist to improve any email, the attention grabbing subject lines, the stick out like a fart in a library inboxing secrets, the email storytelling secrets. I'm going to give you all of our best email secrets so you can be proficient at writing these emails quickly and easily, because remember, everything we do using templates. We never use from scratch. We never go from scratch. We never sit in front of a blanking, thing with a blank Word document. We never do that. It's always done with a template, so it's fast and easy. This is $10,000 value. Now, another component that I'm going to give you is called CRM Control. It's $2,500 value. Okay, you're going to find out exactly the top email CRMs that you need to know how to set up, and I'm going to give you the quick start guide for that. You're going to get the quick start guide for sending daily emails using all of these popular CRMs or email sending softwares. You're going to get a quick start guide for setting up automated email sequences. You're going to get a quick start guide to segmentation. You're going to get a quick start guide to smart automations as well. So everything to be a complete CRM player. Okay. Now, this is all together at the very least $17,500 value. Now, I know you're thinking, Igor, damn it, just tell me what it is. Tell me what it costs already. I can already see you rolling your eyes, and I can appreciate that. Look, this is a 12-week intensive mentoring program where the focus is on results. This is going to be live classes, live Q&A calls with me and Greg, and additional results boosting bonuses that I'll get to in just a minute. This is a bare bones minimum, 2 hours a week times 12 weeks, 24 hours, just my time, not even counting Greg's time or investment here, not counting his expertise. Just my time is 2 hours a week at the very least for 12 weeks. That's 24 hours. Now, I know if you know this about me, but I charge $3 grand for consulting. For any kind of consulting, if you want to get an hour of my time, undivided attention, that's $3,000. And I do actually get paid that. You can see here's wire transfers of people wiring me $6,000, $6,400, and even $20,000 for a package of 8 hours of consulting, of a full day of consulting, where I give a bit of a discount. So I do get this. It's not just a made up out of my arsehole number. Okay, I get paid $3 grand an hour, which means this is at the very least $72,000 of value for the 12-week program. Now, I will not charge you $72,000 because I don't need to. I'm not doing this to get rich, because I kind of already am rich. In case you missed the announcement, like, I make a lot of money, and I make money with all kinds of online businesses, my primary business being, of course, my e-farming business, if you've been following me around. So I don't need this to make money. I've got money. I've got an incredible lifestyle, which I like very much. The reason we're doing this is because me and Greg, we want to change some lives. We want to get some students, dedicated students. We want to make them a success, which means we don't need to charge 72 grand for this program. Not to mention that most people who really need this probably do not have $72,000. Plus, I don't want to be like those other gurus who basically put on unrealistic price tag on their stuff and try to justify it somehow. Look, if you need to make money quickly, this is for you. And the reason that I'm approaching this with this sort of philosophy is because of old Igor. This is me years ago. You can see I still have some man boobs going on, some tummy, and this is me much younger, and who I call the old Igor. The old Igor still lives deep inside of me. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was telling her that the old fat Igor still lives deep inside of me, and I remember exactly what it's like to be the old Igor. In fact, listening to this call right now, you're on this call, you're probably in a very similar position that old Igor was back then. You're probably frustrated. You're probably jumping from one shiny object to the next. You're probably confused about what you need to do. You're probably being promised things and those things are never delivered. You're probably frustrated as hell about not being able to make money. And so because I remember what it's like, we're doing this for the old Igor. Because old Igor would need this. Old Igor would use this. Old Igor would use this to change his life, which is why not going to charge you 62 grand, not even going to charge you 36 grand, which still would be a fair price. I'm not going to charge you 10 grand, which would be a steal, and not even going to charge you 5 grand. In fact, I'm going to give you a 97% discount against my accountant pleading that I don't do this. I'm going to give you a 97% discount and allow you to enroll in this mentoring program with me and Greg, where we make you into a success story for just $29.97, which comes down to quite literally less than $250 a week for the next 12 weeks for you to become a $250,000 a year money-making machine, working a few hours a week from your laptop, from the beach, from anywhere in the world while traveling, simply sending out emails that I will give you templates to and show you how to create. This is a steal. This is an absolute steal. It's costing me more per month just to host the whole infrastructure. This is an absolute steal. And I will add to that, I will stack on top of that a strategic success guarantee. Now, I want you to know I've never offered a guarantee like that before. I've never offered a guarantee like that before. I will guarantee that this program will get you at least one client in the next 12 weeks, meaning it will pay for itself right away. Plus, you're going to be 100% in profit on every payment from that client after that. We will continue working with you. Me and Greg will continue working with you until you get that client and cover the cost of the program and go into profit. I am willing to put my money where my mouth is and say, when you enroll into this mentoring program and you follow exactly what me and Greg tell you to do, and you actually do the work and actually roll up your sleeves and do the work, this is not an unconditional one. You're actually will be held accountable to doing what we tell you. We're not looking for some, for some handout seeker who kind of expects the world to be served on a silver platter. We will give you everything. You're expected to do the work. If you do everything that we say, this program will not only pay for itself, but it will make you a profit right away, and we're guaranteeing it, or we will keep working with you until that happens. There's literally no way you can walk away from this with a bad outcome. There's no way you can walk away from this losing. There's no way. This is going to be very different from every other thing you've tried where you've bought and you had high hopes, then they left you hanging, where they've been promising you support and mentoring, then they just left you out to dry. This is going to be very different. This is when you walk away a success story, as long as you're willing to roll up your sleeves. So if you're willing to roll up your sleeves, give me a hell yeah in the chat right now. I'm looking for people who have sweat equity and who understand that success is a result of deliberate actions you take and showing up. I'm not looking for people who are going to sit on their asses, watch Netflix, and complain. I'm looking for people who will do the work. This business does not require you to take any upfront risks. It just requires you to do the work, to execute. Can you execute? Yes, no in the chat. Can you execute? If I give you exact instructions, the templates, the everything, the checklist that you need to execute. Because if you can, we can make a lot of money together. Look, I got a thing for action takers. Okay, I'm hot for action takers. I respect and admire them because they're the best to work with. So I'm putting together a super bonus package for the first 20 action takers only. Just the first 20. The first 20 to hop into this program are going to get the following bonuses. Fast action bonus number 1 is Found Money Fast Start Guide. It's $1997 value. I will show you how to create quick wins for your list partners, how to be the hero from day one, how to justify your value to them from day one, meaning that you can come in and they won't be wondering, is this person worth the money that I'm paying them? You will show them that how you make them more money than they're paying you right away. This is a $1997 value. The second bonus, and I already see some questions in the chat about this, is what I call Email GPT. You guessed it. It's about AI. Look, AI will do the writing and you get paid. I'll show you how to load these templates into your ChatGPT so ChatGPT can do the writing for you. You don't even have to do the writing yourself. And most people use ChatGPT completely wrong anyway, so you won't have to waste time on the learning curve there. So you can just copy and paste the emails from ChatGPT, or you can have your assistant to copy and paste the emails from ChatGPT and go get paid. Also, as a bonus, I will show you something very important. Most of these email profit partners prefer to continue sending emails out to their audience using their quote unquote voice, which means their style. So I will show you how to program AI to write emails according to our templates in your email profit partner's voice without them even knowing that you're doing this. Okay, they will be shocked and blown away. This is a $29.97 value. The next bonus is what I call inboxing hacks. This is very important because most email list partners struggle with email deliverability. In fact, one of the biggest wins right away is when you come in and fix it. And I'll show you exactly how to fix it because we have the specific protocols to follow to identify inboxing issues right away. In fact, this was one of the first things that Greg did for me and immediately became a hero in my eyes, just like my mechanic, Nico, who did the same thing with my tire. The specific steps to take to fix the inboxing issues. And so this is a $1997 value if you ever to get me to expose these secrets privately to you or elsewhere, although I actually don't teach this stuff. It's $1997 value. Another bonus, this is just the beauty of a bonus, unavailable anywhere else. Nobody knows about this. Only a handful of industry experts and insiders know how to do this, including Greg and myself. I'm going to give you the magic promo tab code. Now, what this is you know how emails tend to go to the promo tab these days? This is a magic code that gets any email out of the promo tab in Gmail. It works every time, and it will provide huge value to your list partners, huge. It requires a little bit of customization for each and every email list partner. So when you develop it for them, and I assure you, there's actually no actual coding required. It's not code, it's text. But I'll show you how to do it. Greg will show you how to do it, and you'll be an instant hero for your email profit partner. You will not be questioned. It's $79.97 value. That's an actual price that some guy actually tried to charge me specifically for this one piece of code. So this is like, if you wanted to go and look for it, you can probably find it, but this is what you'll have to pay separately. Next bonus is the plug and play email campaigns. So these are proven to work email campaigns you can model, eliminate any guesswork, and deliver fast results for your email list partner. That's $29.97 value. This is something that you can't learn unless you have access to some of my only insider stuff. Again, only a handful of people ever been taught this. Next bonus, plug and play email automations. These are set and forget email automations you can model to increase email list response, open, clicks, and sales, to increase inboxing and deliverability automatically. This is all done automatically, okay? This is $1997 value. Again, unavailable anywhere else. I also want to give you something called Email Alchemy. We can use your email profit partner's existing content and turn that content into emails. So if they're like writing articles or filming videos, you can turn that stuff into emails very, very easily, so you can work smart, not hard, and not have to come up with anything from scratch. Okay, and you can use this technique to get a month worth of emails done in literally just a few hours. This is a $997 value. I've never taught this publicly before. I'm also going to give you the same thing that I gave Greg, that taught him how to become a great email marketer, and that is the recordings of my last email seminar. This is an entire email marketing war chest of tricks, systems, and strategies and techniques that you can use literally right away with any business and any niche. You get my best campaigns, my best sequences, my best subject lines, literally the best. People who attended that seminar that only took place once paid $29.97 plus airfare, plus lodging costs, plus food to be there. Okay, this is $29.97 at the minimum. You get this for free. Finally, you will get efficacy certificate, because one thing I learned growing up is that you're nothing without a piece of paper, right? So Greg learned this when he needed a visa to stay in America. He learned it the hard way, because when he couldn't get that piece of paper, he was kicked out of the United States. So for that reason, I'm going to provide you with a certificate that you can proudly display on your website, email signature, and social media profile, so you can boost your credibility. And so people look at you and say, oh, wow, look at this. This person actually went to school for this kind of stuff. And this will legitimize your position, because when people see pieces of paper on the wall, and equivalent of that in the digital marketing space would be your email signature and your websites and stuff like that, then they take you more seriously. This is $997 value, okay? And the whole thing, the whole package is $96,972 in value. And so what I'm doing is I'm allowing you to enroll for just $29.97. You can do it for either 3 payments of $997, or if you pay up front, I take another $500 off the fee. Okay, so it's, excuse me, so it's 3 payments of $997, or if you pay up front, I take an extra $500 off, and it's only $24.97. What you need to do now is go to igor.top/email to be in the first 20 people to enroll in this program, because that's when you get all the bonuses you see listed on the screen. It's igor.top/email. Remember, you're backed up by a strategic success guarantee, which basically states you follow what we teach you, you execute, and we guarantee you're going to get your first client. It's going to pay for its for the whole thing, and then you go into profit right after that. Okay, so igor.top/email, go there right now, sign up for either 3 payments of $997, or pay up front and get another $500 off, get backed by the 12-week strategic success guarantee, and let's get this started this Monday. Let's get you into the 1 email a day business and help you earn a corporate CEO's income working just a few hours a week from anywhere in the world. Now, I will now use this time to answer questions that we've been receiving in the chat. Let me just scan the chat real quick. Also, remember that this opportunity is time sensitive, okay? We're literally going live, and we're doing everything live. We're working with you guys live. And the reason we're doing that is because we're looking for success stories. We're gonna create some major success stories. Now, First question. First question is, how is this different from all the other stuff that you have, Igor? Right. So if you're a customer of mine and you are in some other program of mine, just so you know, this is 100% brand new, totally different thing from everything that I've done so far. I've never done this before. I've never taught this before. I'm partnering up with Greg as the leading instructor on this. We're doing this together. And this is not similar to other stuff that you've seen from me, because the other things that I've taught you, the other things that you've enrolled with me, the model is e-farming, where you have to buy advertising, you have to use landing pages, you build your own email list, right? Which is in and of itself is an amazing thing for you to do. But for many people on this call, and in general, it is also a big barrier. And for some reason, people still struggle with building their own email list and mailing their own email list. So this is different in a way, in the exact way that it doesn't require you to build your own list. The primary difference between this and my other e-farming stuff is that you don't need to build your own list. You don't need to build your own funnel. You don't need to do your own follow-ups. You don't need to promote affiliate products. You don't need to buy advertising. You don't need to buy solos. You don't need to buy anything. This is you sending out emails for other people to their lists from their name on their behalf. And you get paid for the service, regardless of the outcome. Now, naturally, if the outcomes are not great, then you won't keep that email list profit partner for long, but you get paid regardless of the outcome, which means, again, you're not taking any risks. This is very different from everything you've seen me do until now. It doesn't cancel the other stuff that I do. I still encourage everybody to build their list because it's a moat. It's a way to bulletproof your income, to scale your income. But I am also humble enough to know that if I come across something truly incredible and amazing, while it doesn't cancel out the other cool stuff in my life, I just feel like this is going to blow up. This is going to blow up for so many people. This is going to change so many lives. I'm so excited that I went to Greg and we made a 5-year deal. We shook on a 5-year deal. I said, look, can you commit to me for at least 5 years? Because this is not an overnight thing for me. This is not, just one and done. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those one and done gurus. I've been in the game for a long time. If you've been following me, you've probably been following me for a long time. Many people follow me since the Warrior Forum days. Many people follow me from way back in the day. I'm one of the OGs in the game. And the reason I'm still here is because I take things seriously. And this project, taking people into the one email a day business and helping them make multiple 6 figures by writing a few emails a week, is a big project. And I'm really excited about this project because we're going to see lots of lives changed. As you can see from my Trustpilot rating, my rating is over 4.8 with over 450 reviews. Show me how many of those so-called gurus can brag about such rating, such consistent high rating. There's a reason for that. The reason I'm offering this crazy guarantee is because I know this is gonna be big. This is gonna be bigger than anything you've seen out there. This is gonna be different from everything you've seen out there. Having Greg in my corner, having Greg in your corner is gonna be a game changer for most of you, because we all know that information isn't enough. I mean, can you really teach somebody, can you teach a teenager to drive a car by having them read a book about it or watch a webinar about it? No, you can't, can you? They have to be in the car, behind the wheel, but they have to be there with an instructor and they have to take the lessons. Now, the worst thing you can do is actually put them behind the wheel and have their father sitting next to them. That's not going to end well, as I learned when I was a teen. But with an instructor, they can really make things happen. And everyone eventually learns how to drive a car and does it well. Okay. So if everyone can learn a car with can learn how to drive a car with an instructor, everyone can learn how to write emails and get email list partners with an instructor in their corner. There's no one better than Greg at this. There's no one better than Greg. Greg's crushing it. And what's really cool, something I noticed, is that he's really good at teaching too. He really cares. He really brings a game when it comes to helping students. This is literally different from everything you've tried before, simply because, with all the other opportunities, you come in, right? And from day one, you're in the red. From day one, you're like buying ads, buy this, invest here. Like if you're in real estate, go and, borrow money from friends and family, get high interest rate loans, put this on the credit card, put that on the credit card. With this, you're coming in, and from day one, your focus is to make money, not to spend money. Think about how the economy works. Who gets paid? Either people with a product or people with a skill. This is one of the few things that you'll ever come across online. We can actually learn a skill in demand, so much in demand that it's literally, you can virtually walk into, I don't know, 10 online businesses, and at the very least, three of these online businesses will be welcoming you because you will be a desired guest and not a pest. Now, the beautiful part about the system, specific about my system and my approach to this, is that you will not have to be uninvited. Okay? You show up with value. You build reciprocity up front, and they want to work with you. No one will literally tell you, oh, go away. You're bothering me. Go away. No, not going to happen. If you're an introvert like me, this is the perfect thing for you. Literally the perfect thing. Because this is probably the only way to get email list profit partners without having to go through tons of rejection. I remember pitching, I still cringe when I think about the times when I pitched my network marketing company called GDI, Global Domains International, to my friends, to my family. Just honestly, it was disgusting. It was so disgusting. It was embarrassing. Not only at the moment when they have to say no to me, but also the later, the next day, the day after next, where they avoid my phone calls. This is nothing like that. We're not mixing friends and family. We don't directly pitch anyone. We're only creating goodwill and having good, low-key, low-pressure conversations. So we get to skip the rejection and just get to the good part where we can create a win-win-win relationship with these business owners, these email profit partners. And once we've created the win-win-win relationship, the business profit partner wins because we take a lot of their plate. For them to just sit down and send out an email is a big deal because they're running their businesses. They're busy running the businesses. They have to go and deal with customers and facilitate products and this and that and cybersecurity and whatever. There could be a lot happening behind the scenes. So for them just to sit down and write a 300-word email is work. Is it for you though? Is it? Is it really work when you're using a template and you're just filling in the blanks? Is it work when you're using ChatGPT to fill in the blanks for you? No, it's fun. It's a shortcut. And like I said, the biggest downside to all this, the biggest side effect is that you're probably going to feel guilty for taking their money. As I know, a lot of people have issues with taking money from people. There's people in my life who just refuse to take money from me, even when they help me greatly. They just say, no, 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 no. What are you talking about? No, just get away, take it away, put it away. You're going to feel so guilty because you're going to be getting paid for work that you don't even have to do yourself. The software will do it for you. It's really silly, really. And this is only possible because of how the technology and the digital marketing space is evolving. This was not available a year, 2, 3, 5 years ago. This was not known. This is not common sense. This is not mainstream. The opportunity is incredibly big. Like I told you, any niche, you can literally walk into 3 completely different businesses and completely different markets and do this for them. You can have a supplement company paying you to send emails. You can have a mattress company like we've explored in this call, paying you to send emails. You can have a like a weight loss company paying you to do that, and all doing that simultaneously, because the templates and the approaches to sending and writing emails are the same. What changes is the particular parts of the template that I showed you, the features and the benefits and all that stuff. Does the business owner really care if you're doing it with a template or not? No, they don't care. What do they care about? They care for the email to go out on time and for the email to produce the open rates that they want. That's what they want. You really don't need all the different stuff that the gurus are selling you on to make money with this. Like no Amazon, no ClickBank, no Kindle, no physical goods, not becoming a coach or something like that. You don't need, building funnels or websites or doing search engine optimization or mastering PPC advertising. You don't need a big budget for this. You don't need a budget for this. I mean, the money you'll be spending is going to go towards the tools you need to manage your business. The tools like an invoicing software and accounting software so you can invoice your customers. But that's not an expense. It's literally how you go and collect the money, right? ChatGPT, a premium account is what, $20 a month? Would you spare $20 so you can get paid retainer every month for the ChatGPT to write your emails for you? You betcha. You'd be silly not to. It's nothing like any of the other stuff you've heard and seen before. And I know it's not cheap, even though the price is beyond fair, because you'll cover it just with one email list profit partner in the first month and then go and profit hand over fist after that. Even though it's super fair, I know it's not cheap. I know that many of you are looking at this, you look at $3,000, $29.97, 3 payments of $9.97, or even if you pay upfront and take the $500 off, I know you're thinking, damn, this is not cheap. And sure, it's not. But do you want cheap or do you want results? Because I feel anything below that, I'll be positioning this program, this mentoring program, as something that's just not valuable. Because people tend to look at things and kind of value for the price that they see and treat it the same way. What I found is if I charge you less than $29.97, you're just not going to take action. And yes, I know you're going to tell me you're different and this time's going to be different, but no. My experience as somebody who've coached hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people privately is that they either pay what they consider to be not cheap price, or they don't value and they don't take action. And I'm here committing to you with a strategic success guarantee. Okay? I need to make sure that whoever gets into this program will not waste my time or Greg's time. I need to make sure an action taker gets through the door. I can't afford a whining, lazy, complacent wannabe who expects the world and isn't willing to do anything for it to get into this program. And I assure you, $29.97 is way more than enough to scare a person like that away from working with us. Okay, I assure you. Okay, let me see some other questions. Okay, so clarify the guarantee. We clarified that. So somebody asked about financing. So if you need financing, when you go to igor.top/email, you will see a button that says qualify for interest-free financing. And you can click on that, and we're actually working with a company called Elective, who is specializing in financing, coaching, and mentoring. This was not possible before, but we've partnered up with them. We were vetted, we were audited. They look at us, they say we're legit. So if you're in Canada or the US, excluding the state of California, you can apply for financing and break this $29.97 down to 12 interest-free payments. They will not put any additional interest on you. The deal I made with them is you enroll, you pay it off up to 12 payments, and I'm the one who's paying them the fee for the financing. So they charge me the financing fee. I don't transfer that fee to you. I was very clear with them. I don't want people to enroll with me and then take on like a 25% APR or something. I'm not looking to do any of that crap. I'm here to help you get out of debt. I don't want to put you in a bigger debt. I'm here focused to help you make money. I'm not here to have you, do what other gurus are trying to do. You ever spoken to these gurus and they're like, yeah, our program is only 20,000. They're acting like it's not a big deal. You're like, what, 20,000? I don't have 20,000. They're like, well, yeah, but you can always finance it. Well, you know what? I might as well go finance a new car. No, I don't play that game. I feel that if anyone's truly serious, we can give them a hand with financing. We can chip in on the financing too, because these guys charge us a big fee. But as far as I'm concerned, if you go enroll in the financing plan and pay, for the next 12 months, which is actually $250 a month, if my math is correct, I might as well take a step towards you and say, you know what, I'll chip in by paying the fee to the financing company, because you obviously show an intent. You're obviously showing to me you're serious. You're obviously showing me you're going to take action. Okay. Will this program be available later? So as of right now, we're getting the first batch of students into the program. We're starting on Monday. Okay, starting on Monday. So I'm not making plans for whether it's going to be available. What I can tell you is that it's probably not going to be available at this exact deal. So all these crazy bonus, I mean, guys, look just at the bonuses, the Found Money Fast Start, the email GPT, the inboxing hacks, the magic promo tab code, the plug and play email campaigns, the plug and play email automations. I mean, we're talking things that took me years to figure out, years. Email alchemy, my entire seminar alone worth the price of this whole thing. And the certificate, which I assure you, you will not be able to get anywhere else, but you will probably present it to everyone. All that, all these bonuses are only available to the people who enroll for this Monday class. Okay? Now, let's see if we got more questions. What kind of products are we going to promote? Literally anything. Literally anything. You can do supplements, coaching, software, physical goods, e-commerce stores, socks, wallets. Just yesterday, I actually got a present for a friend of mine. He doesn't know that I got him this present, so it's like in the mail. But I got him a present, like a really cool backpack for travel. Like it comes with like sections for all the wires. You know how wires get tangled up when you travel? So a section for wires, a portable charger, an umbrella, and it's really stylish and slick. I ended up spending about 500 Canadian dollars for it. You know how I got it? I received an email. I received an email from that company actually saying that they got a discount happening. So you can promote literally anything that you can think of. Email, like I said, it's in the blood of the online commerce. It's literally in the very fabric of the digital marketing space, which means if there's a company who uses the internet to promote anything of any of their product, and that's literally every single company out there today, you can do email for them. So you get to choose which email profit partners you're going to work with. So if there's an email profit partner that is very lucrative, let's say they sell cigarettes, and you are ethically against cigarettes. For example, my grandfather on my mother's side, he died of cancer, lung cancer. Why? Because he smoked. At some point in his life, smoked like a chimney. So if I had an opportunity to work with an email list profit partner in the tobacco space or something, I would not do it. Okay? So I get to choose. If I've got my moral and ethical standards set straight, I don't have to work with businesses that I don't like. I can focus on working with businesses that I like. Let's say you're passionate about fitness, go in the fitness space. Help gym owners, help online fitness trainers, whatever. You're passionate about I don't know, game development. Go find a company in game development. You're passionate about traveling. There's plenty of opportunity in the travel niche. You're passionate about, I don't know, what are you guys passionate about? I mean, I'll ask you. Put in the chat, what are you passionate about? What's your ideal email profit partner look like? Let's imagine you could have your ideal email profit partner with a big email list and a dire need and a desire for someone to come in and take over. What passion do you have? Which market would you go into? Is it golf? Is it losing weight? Is it people who are planning their wedding? Is it what? Like, what's your thing? I really want to see it, so hopefully my team will highlight it for me, because there's like lots of comments here, guys. Quite a few. It's gonna take me ages to go through all of them. Okay, another while you put the passion thing in, question: what if I can't make it to the live sessions? Well, naturally, all live sessions are recorded, so you will get access to the live sessions. You get access to transcripts of the sessions, so you can read them in case you can't watch them for whatever reason. You also get cliff notes from the sessions. You will also get handouts as well. Now, it is recommended that you attend the Q&A sessions live. However, if you cannot make it to the Q&A session for whatever reason, then you can just submit your questions in advance over email, and we will answer them both over email and on the Q&A call. Our policy is very simple. If you got a question, if you need help or assistance, we're going to go and assist you. So whether you make it live, whether you don't make it live, doesn't matter. We will find a way to help you, as long as you're proactive as well, as long as you let us know. Okay? So let me see if there's more questions. Okay. No, let's go over the passions. I really want to see the passions. Now, for some reason, my team's not sending me the passions, so I'll do. You see, I had to break the timer, so I'll just have to restart the timer again. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we got outdoor sports such as hunting and fishing. Fishing is a huge market, guys. Huge market. In the fishing market, you probably have got email lists the size of like 1 million or even more than that. It's crazy, crazy, crazy how big it is. Okay, someone put in God and Jesus as their passion. There's definitely a work to be done there. There's religious niches, of course. I'd imagine the prepping and survival lists are also into that sort of stuff. Dirt bikes, for sure, for sure. I mean, it's like a cult, right? So there's definitely there. There's golfing, there's soccer. I mean, any kind of sport really is a passion niche for sure. Fitness and bodybuilding, huge, huge and ripe with opportunity. Insane, insane, insane opportunity there. Fashion, running, yep. Reading, right? There's companies out there who focus on reading, book summaries, shipping books, selling books, audio summaries, video summaries, etc. There's a whole niche that is like for writers, like, so novel writers, this and that. Very big niche for sure. Yeah, keep them coming. I want to see more niches. Seems like many of you are holding back on me. What's your passion niche? Something that if you were able to be get paid to do work in that niche, you'd be very, very happy. Like I'd be very happy. There's one business that I really like. They sell coffee. They sell coffee only through e-commerce, so they don't have a physical store. They source coffee from all over the world, and they got beans of all kinds, different flavored, different countries, different farms, and even have stories behind every single, package. Like, oh, this package was picked by, Nadine from Philippines or whatever. It's like very, very cool. They got all kinds of coffee there, and I'm big on espresso. I'm big on just specifically espresso, and so I would like order a batch of packages from them. Like if that company was looking for someone to take over their email sending, I'd be the first in line to do it because I'd be happy to write about coffee, about that aroma that you smell as soon as you grind them. Like I'd be talking about how I wake up in the morning and I put on my coffee machine and I stick in the measurement cup. It's like, and it starts going, grinds the coffee, and then there's a smell and it spreads across all the house. And then my wife wakes up, she's like, oh, it smells so nice, and kind of start your morning right off the bat with a good mood. So that would be for me for sure. Nutrition, yes, for sure. Fireworks, absolutely. A bit seasonal, but absolutely. Weddings, parenting. I'm very big on parenting. In fact, yesterday I was connecting with Todd Herman, who's a performance coach who worked with Kobe Bryant and Cristiano Ronaldo on Real Madrid, a famous big, big, big football club and basketball club. And we were talking about some parenting techniques. He actually wrote a book about overcoming your fears as a child. And I build comic books. I write comic books for my kids as well using ChatGPT. So I mean, this truly allows you to go and make money with your passion if you have one. And if you don't have a passion and you don't care about it, if you're in it for the money, fine. There's plenty of opportunity for you to step in and just make a ton of money um, in this business. So let me check more questions. You can hear that my voice starts to go bad. So we'll have to wrap it up real soon. So if you have any more questions, now is the time. Now is the time to post the questions. Right. So Bruce is asking, in addition to the training fee, how much will I need to be spending monthly approximately for tools and systems and software? So first and foremost, you will probably want to budget, I don't know, maybe $50, maybe $70 a month for tools and stuff like that. So there's one tool that we use to manage the business, which is called the Google Workplace. Now they charge something like 10 or 17 a month. Then you've got the ChatGPT, which is a tool I highly recommend you have because it's going to save you so much time, so much effort. It's going to be amazing. So you can use the free account, which doesn't cost anything, but it's a little bit more limited in what it can do, which is still enough, by the way, to do what we do. Or you can upgrade to the paid version, which is much faster and has bigger capacity. And this service, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you can put it in the chat if you want, but I think it's $19 a month or something like that. Excuse me. So besides that, you will not need to pay for any of the CRMs because it's something that is owned by the email profit partner because they host their email is there. So you don't need to pay for it. But if you wanted to go and play with the CRMs for training purposes, you can get free trial accounts. Nearly every single CRM has at the very least 14-day free trial, at the very least. And so you've got at least 14 days from the moment you sign up for a free trial until the moment when you have to pay for it. And then if that expires, guess what? You can take the resourceful immigrant path, kind of like what I used to do, and you can just cancel this account and go start a new account on a new email address and a new name and have yourself another 14 days at the very least of training with the CRM if you really need to. So like you really don't need to pay for most of these tools. So probably, like I said, 50, 70, you know what, I'll go large and I'll say $150 a month in, repeated quote unquote expenses, right? I mean, I'm exaggerating, but that's probably it. Because most things today that you will use to do your work here is going to be free, because a lot of this stuff has got commoditized a long time ago, especially thanks to the development of AI too. It's just getting nuts over here. Okay, so another question: why is this more expensive compared to all your other programs? This is a very interesting question, but it's a bit like comparing apples to oranges, really. Yes, I'm involved with this program and other programs that I have, but I'm pricing this one to reflect the value you're getting. Plus, on this one, this is a live program. I mean, we're starting Monday, guys. I'm not sure if all of you understand the magnitude of what's happening here. This is a live program where we're doing everything live. We're teaching you live, where you're learning live, asking questions live, executing live. This is not some, home study course. This is not something that you're going to get and then it's going to sit on your hard drive and you forget about it. This is different. This is very different. The price for this is justified by the quality of the people that I want to see in this program. Because me and Greg will be investing our personal time into seeing that the members of this program become successful. And that's no joke. It might be a joke to other quote unquote gurus who can peddle stuff, make big promises and not deliver. But I got a reputation to protect. I'm not some spring chicken. I didn't start out yesterday. This is serious for me. I don't know if it's serious for you guys on this call, but it's serious for me. I wouldn't be putting forth this crazy guarantee if it wasn't serious. I don't know if you can tell, but if I want to do something, I want to do it well. If I want to go and get involved with something, I'll do my best damn job that I possibly can. That's why I went out and I convinced Greg to tag team with me on this. He's like the best. He's literally the best. He's crushing it. The guy is absolutely a rock star. And the reason a rock star would say yes to working with me is because rock stars like working with rock stars. That's what we want to do. We want to turn you into a rock star. So you better bring your rock star attitude to the table when you enroll in this program. So, more questions. How do we go about finding clients to write emails for? Well, that's the first part of the whole program. Clients on command. We show you exactly how to get in front of these potential email profit partners, exactly what to tell them, exactly what to do, exactly how to position yourself, so you structure a conversation that leads to them hiring you in a very low key, very not intense, very mellow, goodwill kind of way. Now, there's a question: will we get the business to write their email? I'm not sure if I understand the question right, but if you're asking if you're going to get a client, if like I'm going to give you a client by you enrolling into the program, the answer is no. We are guaranteeing that if you follow everything we teach you and you execute, that you will get a client, and this program will pay for itself and make your profit starting on the second month of you getting that client, or we will continue working with you until we can get you a client. Again, contingent on you rolling up your sleeves and doing the work. It's very important, not to be forgotten. Okay? Now, I also happen to have a network of people that I know who run businesses where they use email marketing to promote products and services. So worst comes to worst, for whatever reason, you've done everything that we asked of you and you don't get a client. Like worst comes to worst, I get on the phone and I start calling people and say, do you need someone to send your emails for you that I personally trained? Can you do me a personal favor and get this person to work for you for at least a couple of months, and then give me your feedback. I will mentor them as they work for you, meaning you're going to have the best email marketing in the world. And Greg, who's I would consider to be in the top 10, mentoring this person who's working for you, making them better every day. All I'm asking of you is to hire them and pay them the minimum fair amount for a service like that, which would be probably somewhere between $2,000 and $4,000 a month. I mean, that's like the worst case. That's if for whatever reason, aliens land on this planet and they change the game. I know the game though. I know how the game works, and I know the averages and the numbers. But if worst comes to worst, I get on the phone, okay? And I work to get you a client. It's literally the worst. That's the apocalypse of what I consider that can happen here. So the reason we're putting forth this crazy guarantee is because we know how this works, and we're not afraid to take on the responsibility for anyone who's stepping into this program and will execute and do what we ask them to do. Now, how long do I expect it will take to find your first client? Well, let me answer it this way. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell the future, but I do know that when I'm committed to making something happen, I make it happen. And my commitment is to have you enroll in this program and for me to strategically guarantee your success. So if you can't find, for whatever reason, a client within these 12 weeks that we're going to be working together, I'll continue working with you and Greg will continue working with you until we can help you get a client and then another. Okay? So if you need to be making money by this time next week, I can't promise you that. I would probably encourage you to not assume that, but we are committed to helping you get results. Now, someone asked, I'm already a part of the Lisbonian lifestyle. Does that affect anything? I don't know what affects anything mean, but if you're already a part of the Lisbonian lifestyle, I can probably assume that you went through some of my stuff. You're probably familiar with the whole concept of CRMs and sending emails, probably wrote some emails for yourself. So you've got some knowledge of the industry. I think that's an advantage, and that's going to help you get results faster, if anything. Okay, now another question. Someone's on this call. I don't see a name here, but someone's on this call is considering to enroll into our Done For You offer in another program, and they're wondering whether they should do this or is that. This is a tricky question. I don't know how to answer that. You're basically asking me which way you want to give me money. I'd say, man, it's a really tough one. Like, I'm a great believer in building a list. My income comes from my list. And the reason that I got to connect with Greg, the reason that we're doing this is also because I have a list and Greg mailed my list and everyone's making money. So building a list is very good, but this is also quite amazing. I would say this. We are starting this program on Monday. So this is like urgent. Okay. So if you are on a spectrum of, if you're on a spectrum between I kind of like this and I'm dying to get started, if you're like even barely over 50% mark, I'd say go for this. Because with this, you can quite easily make the money if you just execute what we show you and you get your first email profit partner, the second, etc. You can quite easily generate the cash flow to go into the Done For You stuff and go build your list, because you'll have money to put towards advertising, etc. So I'd say if you're really itching to get going with this, if this excites you, go for this. Another question, how can we promote this program as an affiliate? There's no way. There's no affiliate program for this. I'm sorry, but I can tell you've been going through my programs. Approximately how much time per week does this program require? So we're planning to do 2 live sessions a week, one training you on a component of a system and another one to do Q&A. So we're planning for these calls to take about an hour each, depending on how much Greg will go, because Greg does like to give a lot of value, so he might go over. So I would say if you can spare 2 hours a week, and these would be in 1 hour batches on different days throughout the week, let's count for that. 2 hours per week, 1 hour at a time on different days. But remember, if you can't make it to the live session, you get the recording, you get the cliff notes, the transcript, the handouts. You can watch it pretty much the same day. As soon as we do it, we upload it to the members area. Plus, if you can't make it to the Q&A call live, then we just allow you to submit a question up front using your email. Just email us the question and we'll answer it in the call. Plus, we can answer the email, your question using email as well, so you don't have to wait until the Q&A call. So again, our focus is on bringing the A game as far as helping you get results. Another question, can I start this as an LLC? Yes, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. Another question, what are email list profit partners worth? Well, they can be worth, at the very minimum, I'd say $2,000 a month, which means $24,000 a year. And more kind of commonly, probably within the $4,000 to $8,000 range per month. Again, so it's between $48,000 and $96,000 a year per email list profit partner. I personally am worth to Greg a lot more than that. I've been like, if Greg had kids, I would send all of them to college by now. So, I mean, you can basically get a couple of email list profit partners, and just by the law of averages, at some point get lucky and get a whale. So you would consider me to be somebody who is quote unquote a whale, right? So the whale is a concept from Vegas. You know how like these super rich billionaires come in to play, blackjack or something, and they drop a lot of money in the casino. So that's what a whale is. So when it comes to getting email list profit partners, every now and again you lend a whale. And so Greg obviously started off really well, and he landed me as a whale right away. And so you've seen the kind of checks I sent him. So the email list profit partners can be worth a lot of money to you. Okay. Do you have to pay taxes on writing emails for someone else who is already paying taxes on their earnings already? So basically, here's the deal. First off, I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not a CPA, accountant, or a lawyer. And what I'm about to say, do not take this as legal advice, please. This is purely what I know from my own business. I'm responsible for paying taxes on my own earnings, which means if I have an email list partner, and that email list partner, let's say I was writing and sending emails for them in September, and from September 1st to 31st, and for that they paid me $10,000, and this is the amount of money I got into my bank account, then I'll be paying taxes from the $10,000 minus expenses that I have in my business, whatever they are. Now consult with your accountant for this, but basically you only pay taxes from the money you actually make. So when you send out emails on behalf of an email list profit partner, the money goes into their accounts. They're processing the money, they are dealing with the customers, right? It's their business. So they will then pay you as a subcontractor. So whatever they paid you for the service, that's what you pay taxes on. Okay? Hope that answers your question. Again, I'm not a CPA, I'm not an accountant. This is not legal advice. Go consult your accountant, but I've been in the business for a long time and I kind of know how this works. So you only pay taxes on the money you make. You don't pay taxes on the money they make, if that makes sense. Another question, would you teach us how to price our services to the email list profit partners? Absolutely. Yeah, there's a model to follow. It's definitely not guesswork. There's also, from what I'm seeing, some price points just work better. They're basically kind of prices that email list profit partners do not consider to be big or too expensive, while at the same time providing you with a really cool income for sending a few emails a week. Now, those of you who are already enrolled, and I see quite a few people, please know that we're starting this program on Monday, which means you might not have received an email from us yet. You will be receiving emails from us about the program over the coming weekend. We're going to send you the join link for the call. We're going to send you instructions how to access the members area. Right now, if you just enrolled, you might not have received an email, and that's okay. Got it? So we will reach out to you for this coming weekend, probably not tonight, but this coming weekend with instructions on everything that needs to happen. Okay? So if you need any assistance at all, you can always reach us at support@listbuildinglifestyle.com. And I'm going to have my team put that email in the chat right now. Also, we do have a hotline that you can call. I should have probably put it on the slides, hindsight 2020, but I'm going to ask my team to put our hotline support number into the chat so you can, if you have any concerns or questions, call that number. So again, either you can contact support@listbuildinglifestyle.com via email, or you can pick up the phone and call the number that you're seeing in the chat right now, where our support staff will pick up the phone and talk to you like a real human being. Or if we're busy for whatever reason and it goes to voicemail, please leave your number so we can call you back and we will get back to you ASAP. Again, logistics will be emailed to you soon. You might not have received any emails after you submitted your payment. Just wanted to make sure because I see somebody in the chat worried about that. Okay, so please contact support if you have any questions. The email and the phone number is in the chat, and we will send you logistical information about everything this weekend. And I'm excited to start with you on Monday. Okay. Now, question about financing. I actually see quite a few people going for the financing. Why is financing not available in California? Guys, I don't know. I honestly don't know. California is a pretty big state. We got a lot of customers in California. And I spoke to this company, to the financing company, and they told me, look, we can't work with people in California because of some law specific to that state. So I guess there's some law that's forbidding them as a Canadian company, because it's a Canadian company that helps facilitate the credit. So guys, I'm so sorry, but I don't have an explanation. However, if you are in California and you are looking to use financing, I might suggest you use PayPal financing. If you want to use PayPal financing, please type in the chat right now, financing PayPal or PayPal financing. If you want to use PayPal financing, that does work in California, and my team will send you a link in the chat that you can use with PayPal, which allows you to use PayPal financing. Now, PayPal financing works for anyone in the US, and as far as I know, there are no restrictions as far as states go. So whether you're in Kansas, whether you're in California, whether you are in, Michigan, whether you are in New York, it should work. But you have to ask for it, okay? We will not post it to everybody. So if you want PayPal financing, please type PayPal financing in the chat right now. Okay. Looks like we covered all the questions, which is great. Great on timing. Good thing we had to reset the chat. Look, right now, if you've already enrolled in the program, I can't begin telling you how excited I am to get started with you on Monday. I can't wait. On behalf of myself, on behalf of Greg, I can't begin telling you how excited we are. You can't tell by my voice because we've been on this call, right, for a couple of hours, and my voice is really struggling. I'm not a great speaker, and it's really difficult for me to go, being an introvert, to do this kind of stuff. But I just realized you have to. I'm really, really pumped, and I'm so proud of you already for taking action and enrolling into this program. This is a game changer. This is going to change a lot of lives. We're going to make sure of it. There's a whole team that's going to be working hard over the course of the next 12 weeks to help you guys make money and get a new lease on life. Just like Greg, who did a total life transformation, an extreme life makeover, if you will. We want to help you create the same result for you, because I know a lot of people need it. You know, one of the first people who enrolled into this, I see their name. His name is John. He told me that first off, he's an engineer who's 70 years old, still not retired. That tells the story in and of itself. But now his son gets divorced, okay? And they've got, I believe, if I remember correctly, they got 8 kids. So he now has to help his son as well. Now, all that is happening when the cost of living is skyrocketing through the roof. And of course, his job doesn't pay more money just because the cost of living is rising, does it? I mean, have you ever worked a job that, basically sent you a memo to say, hey, we noticed the cost of living went up by 25% this year. So we went ahead and increased your salary by 25% this year. Did you ever get an email like that from your employer? All I got from my employer is work harder, don't ask questions, don't go on vacations, keep your head down, and you might get a Sunday off. That's what I got from my employer. If you want to get ahead of the cost of inflation, if you want to get ahead of the cost of living, if you want to have the financial means to help your family, this program is exactly what you've been waiting for. No other program will put their money where their mouth is and strategically guarantee your success. No other program will offer you as many financing options that we have. No other program will price it so low at just $29.97 or $24.97 if you pay up front. We all know that if anyone has anything worthwhile, they want 25 grand for it. Now, all the power to them, really, because if they're really showing how to make big money, then 20 grand one time is not a big deal. But honestly, most people simply can't afford it. They really can't. Most people will struggle to come up with that kind of money. We priced it in the sweet spot between strategically attracting the best students and strategically pushing away anyone who is just expecting a handout. Now, we're out of time. I really wish to stay with you more, but as you can tell, my voice is really giving out on me. My energy levels are low and my blood sugar is low. I really need to go grab something to eat. And then we need to get going on the logistics of the program that's starting on Monday. Now, I really hope to see you there, because the first session is going to be fire. Greg is going to rock the house. You're going to see how this is all done. You're going to say, wow, I can't believe I wasn't told about this. You'll see that making money comes down to a set of strategic steps applied in an environment with high probability of success by someone with a skill that is in demand. And sending emails is one of the most in-demand skills right now, because email is in the very fabric of the web commerce. It is the highway network. It is what a highway network to a country. This is what email marketing is to selling stuff online and digital marketing. It's the biggest opportunity out there. It's going to make a lot of people rich over the next few years. And I and Greg and my entire team, all the people who are helping me behind the scenes, we are gearing up towards creating lots of those success stories. That's why we're putting forth this offer. That's why we're putting forth this outrageous guarantee. Because my lawyer, guys, he pleaded, I don't do this. He pleaded, I don't do this. He says, you're exposing yourself, Igor. Why would you do that? And I said, look, that's exactly what those so-called gurus are doing. They never put their asses on the line. Well, for once, why should the student be the only one with their ass on the line? How about we change it? How about we flip the script and we put our ass on the line? So we deliver and they know it. This offer can be the last thing you need before you finally hit financial freedom. And I say it with full uncertainty and conviction in every fiber of my DNA. I've seen what Greg can do firsthand. The guy's a rock star. And tag teaming with me and my team, we'll take this thing to the moon. If you're going to join us on this journey, I'm so happy and I look forward to it. If not, and you're choosing to stay on the sidelines, then it's okay. No hard feelings whatsoever. But don't come telling me I didn't tell you so. All right. Guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me here today. I can't wait for Monday. I know you can't wait for Monday too. So talk to you then. And until then, thank you and have a good one.